What's next for Eala after Australian Open stint? Eala's Australian Open campaign may be over, but the young Filipina remains busy as the tennis season moves forward. Following her exit in Melbourne, Eala could return home to the Philippines, where she has received a wild-card entry to the Philippine Women's Open, scheduled to begin on January 26. If she proceeds, the tournament will mark her first WTA 125 event on home soil and the country's first time to host a WTA 125 competition. The tournament will run until January 31st. Eala has previously described the prospect of playing in a home tournament as a long-time dream. "I'm so happy that it's finally coming together, it's really happening," Eala said during her pre-Australian Open press conference. "It's been a dream to have a home tournament, especially on the WTA stage. I think it's a huge step for tennis in the Philippines and women's tennis especially. I know some friends who are going to play there, so I'm really happy. It's going to bring a lot of inspiration and motivation for the girls back home, and it's a big step in the right direction," she added. Eala is also listed in the Abu Dhabi Open, a WTA 500 tournament set to open on February 1st. According to the WTA website, the Filipina tennis ace is entered as a qualifier, which means her matches could begin ahead of the main draw. However, the tournament's official website lists Eala and fellow supposed qualifier Ashlyn Kruger among the player pool alongside main draw entrants, including defending champion Belinda Bencic and Leylah Fernandez. Whichever tournament she ultimately competes in, Eala is expected to face stiff competition against some of the world's top players as she looks to accumulate WTA ranking points. A WTA 125 event awards 125 ranking points to the champion, while a WTA 500 tournament offers 500 points to the winner. WTA rankings are based on a 52-week cumulative system, with standings determined by results from a maximum of 18 tournaments. What's next for Eala after her Australian Open stint? By the close of the 2026 Australian Open, the spotlight on Philippine tennis has never shone brighter. Eala's journey from Manila to Melbourne isn't merely about results on paper. It's about legacy, aspiration, and the road ahead for one of Asia's most exciting young athletes. The Australian Open may have concluded for Eala with early exits in both singles and doubles draws, but in the grand story of her career, this chapter is far from an ending, it's a catalyst. Her time in Melbourne was marked by intense competition, passionate support from Filipino fans, and a reminder that even world-class talent must navigate peaks and valleys. Eala lost in the first round of singles to American Alicia Parks, 6-0, 3-6, 2-6, and her doubles partnership with Ingrid Martens went down in 3 sets after a spirited fight. Yet those scorelines don't account for what lies ahead, a fascinating next act for a 20-year-old athlete whose trajectory is steep and inspiring. A homecoming with purpose. Shortly after bidding farewell to Melbourne Park, Eala touched down in the Philippines with renewed focus and a mission. She immediately confirmed she will compete in the inaugural Philippine Women's Open, a WTA 125 tournament taking place from January 26 to 31st at the Rizal Memorial Tennis Center in Manila. This event is historic on multiple levels. It's the first time the Philippines will host a WTA 125 tournament, meaning Eala isn't just a competitor, she's a centerpiece of a transformative sporting moment in her homeland. For Filipino tennis fans, seeing their brightest star compete on home soil is a long-cherished dream, one Eala herself has described as deeply meaningful. The atmosphere in Manila won't be that of a typical tournament. It will be a cultural event, a celebration of local pride, and a chance for Eala to feed off the energy of fans who have long followed her dreams from afar. Whether she goes on to win the title or not, Eala's presence there will recharge a nation's love for tennis. Resetting goals and rediscovering momentum. Losses, especially on tennis's biggest stages, often serve as reset buttons. They allow players to evaluate what worked, what didn't, and where they can sharpen their tools. For Alex, the Australian Open wasn't a disaster, it was an education. Her Instagram posts after the tournament reflect this. She expressed gratitude for the support she received, admitting that her time in Melbourne left a lasting impression and promising to carry the experience forward. In the weeks and months ahead, her team will likely refine both her physical conditioning and tactical approach. At this stage of her development, even small improvements, like serve consistency, shot selection under pressure, and mental endurance in 3-set battles, can translate into major ranking leaps and deeper runs in tournaments. Looking beyond Manila, a busy early season. The Philippine Women's Open is just the beginning. According to reports, Eala is also slated to compete at the Mubadala Abu Dhabi Open, a WTA 500 event running from late January into early February. This signals a key theme for her 2026 season: escalating competition level. A WTA 500 event carries more ranking points, tougher opponents, and greater spotlight, exactly the type of stage where a rising star must prove she belongs in the upper echelons of the WTA Tour. For context, the WTA 500 tier sits just below the elite WTA 1000 events and Grand Slams, meaning performance here can be pivotal for breaking into, and staying within, top-tier seeding positions. A strong run in Abu Dhabi could position Eala for direct entry into higher-profile tournaments and avoid qualifying rounds. Grappling with the calendar, strategy, rest, and growth. A top 100 player schedule is more than just a list of tournaments. It's a strategic roadmap balancing ranking point opportunities, physical and mental rest, surface transitions, hard court, clay, grass, hard court again, preparation for Grand Slams. In 2025, Eala clearly navigated this well. She entered the WTA Top 100, won her first WTA 125 title in Guadalajara, and captured a Southeast Asian Games gold medal, all while making history along the way. 2026 will demand even more thoughtful planning. Her team must balance the urge to chase big goals with the need to avoid burnout, especially as she juggles home expectations, international travel, and the demands of an increasingly elite tour schedule. The emotional arc, expectations, and identity. One thing that sets Eala apart is not just her talent, but the emotional investment fans and compatriots have in her success. She carries not only her racket, but the hopes of a nation that has seen few world-stage tennis stars. That weight can be inspiring, but also burdensome. How Eala navigates this pressure will be as important to her career as any forehand or backhand. Her post-AO reflections suggest maturity beyond her years, gratitude, resilience, and a willingness to learn. Those traits are what transform a good player into a great one. What the next big break could look like. If we imagine what success in 2026 could be for her, there are several milestones that could define the year. Small blue diamond deep runs at tour-level events. Beyond the Philippines and Abu Dhabi, her schedule could bring opportunities at WTA 250 and WTA 1000 tournaments, especially if she earns wildcards or qualifies. A win or standout showing against higher-ranked players will boost not just points, but confidence.